Hello, good evening, and welcome to Train Sim World All the Lines, a complete history to UK Train Sim World routes. Starting episode 1 tonight with Great Western Express. We're going to be kicking off at 20:30 by your station clock on the screen, so you've got about 9 minutes to get those drinks and light refreshments ready.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to episode 1 of All the Lines, UK edition, a complete history of Train Sim World. We're going to be kicking off in around about 2.5 minutes time, so please have your drinks and light refreshments ready.
Passengers are reminded that smoking is prohibited at all stations and on all train services. This includes
2.5 minutes time. How are we all doing tonight? Who have we got in? Joshua Summers, BCP, Ants, 1082B, Mile Zero, Tim123527, Pig and Bob, good evening, Transportation UK 7656. How are we all doing tonight? If this does happen to be the first video or stream you've seen by me, then my name's Richard, aka Dabbrow, and I'm a mainline freight train driver and former passenger train driver based in the southeast of England. Before we jump in, and as always, got to tell you that all the views and opinions expressed within this video are solely my own and may not reflect any companies I may be employed by or associated with. Welcome to my channel, welcome to my house. That is my wife sitting over there. The living room is a complete and utter mess, but hey ho, it's all good. And welcome to episode 1 of All the Lines UK edition. This is something I've wanted to do for a little while now. Basically what we're going to be doing for the next 20 or 30 or so streams is working our way through every single Train Sim World release. So episode 1 today takes us back to 2017 and the route that kicked it all off, which was the Great Western Express route. The next stream we're going to be looking at West Somerset, which was the next DLC to be released, followed by the Northern Trans-Pennine. So yeah, we're basically going to be doing a new route in chronological order all the way up to present day and beyond. So there's going to be quite a few episodes of this. Rightio, let's press the button, jump into the game and get started. So we are playing in Train Sim World 6. So obviously there has been some remaster on some of the routes and bits and bobs. Unfortunately I couldn't get the original routes. I suppose we could have downloaded probably the original Train Sim and popped this on, but it's just a lot of faffing around, if I'm being honest. ATS 1082B, do you have route knowledge on today's route? I do. So I signed from Acton Mainline all the way through to Reading and beyond, actually, up towards Didcot. However, the route is quite different in-game as to what it is now. I mean, there's no overhead line equipment. You know, it's been re-signalled. So although I do have route knowledge over the route, it's probably very different to what we're seeing here. So we're going to jump in the high-speed train. We're going to take it down from Paddington to Reading. And then we'll jump in a 166 and have a stopping service back. So that should bring us in at about an hour and a half for tonight's stream. Rightio! Doopy-doopy-doo. London Paddington to Bristol Temple Meads, 11:30 departure. Let's get started. I thought the first TSW was Sandpatch Grade Heavy Haul. Yeah, so full GW photography, full disclosure, we are doing all of the routes UK edition. So it's just going to be the UK DLCs. We could look at doing an American edition and a German edition as well. We'll kind of see how this goes. So Charlie 1-2 at London Paddington to Bristol Temple Meads. Rightio. The HST, iconic Class 43 HST. Of course, we have since had the East Mids HST in game as well. So we do have a bit of a selection when it comes to HSTs. Rightio. Day headlights marker. Yep. Safety systems is what I'm looking for. Vigilance normal. Where is the TPWS, AWS? AWS in. There we go. Fantastic. Rightio. In the chair. Key in. Let me know, guys, as usual, if you need the game audio up or down. We can absolutely tweak that as we go along. What am I doing now? So no working GSMR on here, which is because we are quite an early route. Charge train brake up to initial. We are in forward. Stop at location Reading. Okay, so we don't even need to open the doors at Paddington, which is pretty cool. Rick Ashtray, how are we doing? Good evening. It says good evening, young man. It's not very often I get called a young man, so I'm gonna take that, Rick. I'm gonna take that. Rightio, let's wait for our brake pipe to recharge. It looks like we're about there. Brakes off. Couple of notches of power to get this beast moving. And we are on our way. Northern Princess Productions, good evening. Hello, how are you? One of the issues Great Western Express has is it's so early the game couldn't handle the numbering on the rear power cars, so for a while most of them didn't have numbers. Oh, is that a thing? Yeah, we got numbers on there now, so I'm guessing they fixed that particular problem. Rightio, line 3 departing Paddington. Like I say, I've got no route knowledge on this bit of the route, but I sort of do know roughly where we are once we get down to Acton, hopefully. Of course, we do have the remaster for this route as well coming soon, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that. Although we've been promised that so many times, and it just doesn't seem to arrive. So hopefully we're going to see that sooner rather than later. Yeah, Fizzy8484's just said there in the chat. Can't wait for the remaster along this route. Would love an extension down to Bristol. Yeah, an extension down to Bristol via the Lavingtons or via Bath Spa. Probably Bath Spa, I would say, would be really nice. Or even down to Westbury. Via the B&H lines would be pretty cool. Not long until the retirement of these machines, says GW Photography. Yeah, of course, HST's on their last legs now. But they are finding a new lease of life doing freight duties. I think Rail Adventure have got a couple, Colas have got a couple, so I think that'll be a little while before we see them completely gone. Right, green line 2. Max on the throttle, although we are still 40, so welcome aboard this Great Western Railway service to Bristol Temple Meads. This service calls at Reading, Didcot Parkway, Bath Spa and Bristol Temple Meads. I'm sure there's like Cheltenham in there as well, isn't there? And there's a couple of other stations I've missed. Right, there is our 50 warning. Busy definitely feels possible given that Bristol isn't that far. London to Reading is just too short in my opinion. Yeah, so when I done my top 10 routes for Tracy World, this featured on there. I think this was number 10, and that was my biggest observation. You know, I like the route. I think it's pretty solid. It's a nice drive, but it is just too short. I mean, this particular route end to end, we're 25 minutes and we're done. And there's not, once we get up to 125, there's not really a lot going on. Not a huge amount of AI traffic on here, which is what you'd expect because it's quite an early route. So yeah, it's not the most exciting route to drive on the HST. On the 166 is a little bit better, as we'll see on the way back, but on the HST it definitely isn't. London Principal Productions, yes, ScotRail have got them in service on the 5 Circle, I want to say, the HSTs. Ah, transportation, yeah, I forgot Swindon. How could I forget Swindon? Bristol Parkway if we're via the Hallavingtons. Still only good for 50. Where does it go up? There we go, 100. Drive it like we stole it. Wayland Joe, hello, how are we doing? If it was 2003-4, you might have seen me on the flags as I regularly patrolled the line from Paddington to Reading with the ultrasonic testing boys out of Reading P-Way. Oh, nice one. So just coming past North Pole Depot, of course North Pole always full of IETs now. Passing underneath the West London line at Mitre Bridge, which is somewhere I'm very familiar with. Mega Simulator Gamer, good day to you too, my friend. How you doing? Who wants to go to Swindon? A lot of GWR stuff by all accounts. I think Swindon is where their head office or their control is. So yeah, one of the things on the earlier routes that we're going to see a lot of is this kind of blurring on the wheels. It took them a surprisingly long time to get that fixed. The Pi Train 7083. I've spent the past few weeks trying to get ATP on this route. Maybe I will finish the mod someday. Oh, we are here for that. Pi Train, if you get it working, let me know, because we are definitely here for that. Up to 125 around Acton Main Line. So we're currently on the down main. Over to our right is the up main, then we've got the down relief and the up relief. The line that container train is on there is the up Poplar, so that goes around to Acton Wells Junction. You can then access the North London lines or the West London line from there, or the Dudding Hill lines that go up the Midland Main Line. Lots of options you got from there. As we pass through Acton Main Line, so I sort of know where I am now. The building on the left, I believe, plays host to a model railway club. I can't remember which one it is, but I believe it does. Mega Simulator Gamer, 802 or HST? Oh, it's got to be an HST, right, every time. Okay, so now we absolutely know this route is not being run as per the original timetable, because we've got TEA wagons coming out of Acton Yard. Interestingly enough, that particular service, which is the Grain to Colebrook, has never been operated by DB. So only, weird lighting issue, only Freightliner and GB Rail Freight have had that. So I've been to Swindon, but only to the Steam Museum. I've driven past the Steam Museum so many times. It's on my list of to visit places. It does look pretty cool. Northern Princess Productions, Ashford is half an hour, about half an hour, 40 minutes away from me. Is that place open? They kept saying they were going to build something in Ashford. It's kind of a model railway thing. I didn't actually know it opened. It's pretty cool. As we approach West Ealing, if we were over on the relief here, we could get the route indicator to go via Greenford. Greenford branch is very interesting. Once you get around the corner, you get lower quadrant signals, lower quadrant semaphores. You know, you're barely 5 miles out of London and you've got lower quadrant semaphores. It's pretty remarkable. Maybe it's the parallel universe. Rightio, approaching Hamwell and Iforn. Oh, it's just Hamwell, isn't it now? But which is an absolutely beautiful station. Northern Princess, I'll have to have a look out for that. It's pretty much on my doorstep. And Hamwell Goodsloop over to the right. Hamwell Goodsloop is a fantastic place to stop in real life, and the reason I say that is because there is a McDonald's just down here on the right hand side, and there's an access gate from the Goodsloop to the McDonald's. It's quite literally a drive-through McDonald's. If you get stopped there and you're booked sort of half an hour in the loop, you phone up the signaller and nip down to McDonald's and get some dinner. It's perfect. It's when they put you in West Ealing Loop instead of Hamwell Loop, and it's come on. Rightio, heading down towards where are we? Southall. We've got Southall Steamshed coming up on the left-hand side, home to LSL, I believe. There's always a rake of kind of redundant Mark IIs outside there. Yes, Southall Steamshed over to the left, and the branch line on the far left goes down to Brentford Aggregates, which is still worked using staff and ticket. You actually have to get a wooden staff out of a cabinet and hold the wooden staff to go down to Brentford. It's quite remarkable. GW Photography. No, if you're talking about McDonald's, of course I have. West Coast based out of Southall as well. I thought it was LSL in Southall, but there we go. You could ask for Hamwell Loop ATS, but it just tends to be where you're booked, really. Okay, approaching Hayes and Harlington. The 75 there would be if we were going off to Heathrow Airport, which we're absolutely not. Still good for 125. I think we're 125 all the way to Reading now. Hayes and Harlington. Followed immediately by Airport Junction. Like I said, that goes off to Heathrow. That'll be a nice little extension with the remaster. Get the Elizabeth line in here, or even an Elizabeth line DLC. I know the core section would be pretty dull, but kind of the outer sections up to Shenfield, Plumstead, and Heathrow would be pretty cool. All the way to Reading as well. So Airport Junction, followed shortly by Stockley Bridge Junction. Pete00136, good evening, how are we doing? Joshua, no, never driven the Tesco train, that's not my company that operate that. Lewis Fulger, good evening. Potato0060, do you miss working passenger services? I still get to work charters occasionally, but multiple unit passenger services, not massively. I enjoy the work on freight. Wife's gone to the kitchen, so we're praying for a cup of tea or a cold drink. I've upset her though, so I don't think I've got much chance. As we approach West Drayton, the branch line on the far right here at West Drayton, which goes off just after the station down there, goes down to Forney Mill, which was Asheville Aggregates, and Colnbrook. You've also got Frays, or West Drayton Coal Terminal on the right there as well. We're approaching the 125, so just take the power out ever so slightly. Yeah, I'm good, Lewis. How are you? How are you, my friend? And the next station we're approaching is Ivor. Might as well add Heathrow Express Class 387 since we already have the train in the game. Yeah, good shout. As we pass through Ivor. Class 332s could be a DLC. Rick Ashtray, I have a wife like that. I upset mine by just being around the house or breathing. What did you do? Yeah, that's just the way we breathe, isn't it, half the time? Oh dear, oh dear. I'd love to see an extension from Dartford to Victoria. Yeah, that would be quite nice, Fizzy. Or even finish off the South Eastern High Speed. You know, let's get Faversham, Canterbury East, Dover Priory, and then back round to Ashford. Or even via the Thanet lines, so Margate, Ramsgate would be a pretty cool add-on. As we come speeding through Langley, next thing we're looking out for is Dolphin Junction. It even sounds like an HST. Do miss seeing these up and down the Western, if I'm being completely honest. Right, we've got the route indicator there. Position 4 would take us over Dolphin Junction, 40-mile-an-hour crossover onto the down relief. Class 90, I'm really looking forward to that add-on. Genuinely looking forward to that add-on. I'm just hoping we get a Great Eastern Ipswich to Liverpool Street to go with it. It's, yeah. That would be really cool. In kind of maybe one livery. Or Greater Anglia as well. Maybe a DBSO, Dipso. Yeah, I'd be here for that. That would be pretty cool. Right, we are approaching Slough, aka Slough. The bay platform at Slough no longer exists as well. That's gone. And the route off to our left there goes round to Windsor. Is that Windsor and Eton Riverside, I think, or is it just Windsor? Or is Windsor and Eton the one on the southwestern state? I can never remember. Fizzy, the Southeastern High Speed is 100% the best add-on, especially considering its age. Richard Sweeney, good evening. Good, thank you. How are you, my friend? So yeah, if you are just joining us, the idea of this series that we're currently running is to stream by stream, we're exploring all of the UK DLC for Train Sim World. So 2017 Great Western Express is our first one, which is the route that launched with the game. The next stream, which I'm hoping is going to be on Thursday. I've got a couple of days away from home this week on a course. We're going to be in the West Somerset. Okay, so we are coming up to Burnham, and if you look just down to your right as you go through Burnham, you will see it's not in game, but in real life, you'll see the Slough Trading Estate signs. Any fans of The Office will know exactly what I'm talking about. J Railway Volunteer, Windsor and Eton Central is Great Western Railway, and Windsor and Eton Riverside is South Western Railway. There we go. BCP123, hello, how are we doing, my friend? So we've gone through Burnham, we're now approaching Taplow. GJ, how are we doing, my friend? Better late than a bus replacement service. Oh yeah, better late than a bus replacement service. I'm liking that, I'm liking that. So we're getting quite a lot of micro stuttering, which actually I don't think is my computer for once. I think it is the route, because it's actually stuttering on the route as well as the stream. So I'm thinking the route is the issue here. Just down to our left, it's not in game, is the late great Terry Wogan's, where Terry Wogan lived. Sir Terry Wogan, I should say. As we come through Taplow. Oh, was that Maidenhead? Am I a station out? Sorry, that was Maidenhead. Okay, I do sign the route, I promise. Come on too far. GW, who's Terry Wogan? Ah, Terry Wogan was legend DJ, radio presenter, TV presenter. Done a lot of work for children in need back in the day. Passed away about, must be probably 10 years ago now, maybe even more than that. Gareth Kemp 62, how are we doing, my friend? Good evening. 122, 125, we'll give it a little bit more. Get it down towards Reading. greens all the way on this. You can definitely tell with the newer routes how the scenery is kind of a lot more dense. You can sort of see on these older routes it's a little bit sparse. But it's still a good route, and it still does hold up in my opinion. Definitely, you know, we said it earlier, I'll say it again, we are looking forward to that remaster. Northern Frisbee Productions, when I get you to drive the long connected TS journey, I need to get you to connect London to Cole with Fernbus. We're going to do like a Euro Truck Simulator edition where we do part of it on Flixbus or something like that. Right, we're just approaching Rushcombe Junction. If we do a quick crossover here, it's a 70-mile-an-hour crossover. Lewis on the railway. I've not been trained on ETCS level 2. No, I've had a little bit to do with ETCS, but I've not done any training on the system. 1H6180. Hi Deborah, did you listen to Isaac Stewart's Midnight Train to Marylebone? Do you know what, I didn't? Yeah, we did speak about that, didn't we, on the last Bakerloo Line stream, where we said we were going to have a music-themed stream. The Bakerloo Line lends itself to it, doesn't it? You know, you've got Warwick Avenue, Duffy, you've got Waterloo, ABBA, you've got Baker Street, Jerry Rafferty. Just absolutely lends itself to it. Righty, keeping the 125, we're heading down towards Twyford. Not too far to Reading now, just 6 miles out. Joshua, I want to drive trains after I finish my education. I'm doing an apprenticeship in trains. Joshua, that's what my ambition was. I always wanted to be a train driver. Stick in there, my friend, and you'll get there. So 125, we're doing roughly 2 miles a minute. So absolutely eating them up. Passing through Twyford, you've got the branch line to, I believe it's Henley-on-Thames, the branch line goes off to at Twyford. Lewis on the railway, have you tried any of the World Heist menu from McDonald's? We did, didn't we, my dear? What did we, I'm talking to my wife behind me, what did we have from McDonald's today? Chicken nuggets. Yeah, I think they're like black pepper and garlic chicken nuggets. Yeah, we had some of those earlier. They were really nice. Do I look like the sort of person that eats copious amounts of McDonald's? Don't answer that. Rightio, we're coming up towards Sonning Cutting, which means we're getting pretty close to Reading. So once we get this big high arch bridge, that's Sonning Cutting, which means we are getting quite close to Reading. I haven't done a running brake test since we left as well, so that's really bad driving. If I was getting downloaded by a driver manager, I would definitely be in trouble for that. Seven Like Strengths, how are we doing? Let's get a little bit of brake in there, coming down for that 95 just nicely. We have got 2 yellows as well, so let's give it a little bit more brake. Stepped up to green. We have got Kennet Bridge Junction coming up, and Kennet Bridge Loop, which is only accessible on the relief lines, not the mains. The Pineapple McSpicy is a crime against humanity. Pineapple McSpicy. That actually sounds really nice. I haven't had my dinner yet. Speed's coming down absolutely lovely there. And I'm going to release that because we're 60 for the 60. Fizzy Richard, would you be able to give me some advice just in the position I'm in? Is there somewhere to DM you? Don't worry if not. Yeah. Drop me a message on one of my socials. Facebook is probably the best one, if I'm being honest, to get me on. Or if you're on Discord, send me a message over on Discord. Right, 2 yellows on the last, approaching 1 yellow. Lines coming in on our left, coming from Wokingham, Virginia Water, and Guildford. One yellow, red at the end of the platform at Reading. H6, I have a question about signals. If you run on greens, then you have a single yellow. What would that indicate? It would indicate your next signal is going to be at danger. So if you go green, single yellow, red, you're running under what they call free aspect signalling. If you go green, 2 yellows, 1 yellow, red, you're running under 4 aspect signalling because you've got 4 indications that the signal can show. So yeah, the signalling sequence is green, 2 yellows, 1 yellow, red, but you won't always get a 2 yellow depending on what signalling scheme you're operating under. And here we are at Reading. We are red ahead at the end of the platform, and the journey is over all too soon. Reading Station really nicely modelled though. Under 20 at the AWS Magnet Company instructions to Bendon. Crawling up. Here's a question. Has WH Smith changed their name? Because our WH Smith in town is now called something else. Yes, I can't remember. Has anybody else noticed that, or is that just something that, you know, am I completely losing the plot? I mean, don't answer that either, because that would be quite rude, but because we all know I am. Beautiful. Stop like a true passenger driver. Unlocked doors on the right hand side. And there we are, Reading Station in the HST Great Western Express, which was the first UK route for Trainsim World. That is what kicked it all off. We will wait for this one to time out, then we are going to do a return run in the 166 on an all-station stopper. TG Jones, yeah, that's the one, McLeod. Northern Princess, yes, all of the non-travel hub ones have been sold off. All of the non-travel hub ones have been sold off. Ah, okay. So yeah, so all the ones that are not in train stations and airports, effectively. Right, good to know, good to know. Harry, I'm good, thank you. How are you, my friend? I just find WH Smiths to be, how can I put this politely, damned expensive. £3.50 for a bottle of water. I mean, it's a captive audience. You're at an airport or train station. There isn't anywhere else to go, is there? You have to pay £3.50 for a bottle of water. It's absolutely atrocious. Right, lock doors. And platinum medal. I didn't think you could get a platinum on these older routes. That's interesting. Yeah, like I said, that is playing as it would in Train Sim World 6. We are using Train Sim World 6, so excellent. According to BBC News, been bought by Modella Capital. Thank you very much, TJ. Okie dokie. Right, we are going to return to timetable mode on Great Western Express. We are going to be playing Locomotive Location Livery tonight as well. We should probably get started with that because we've only got about a 50-minute run left and we're done. Wall H6180. If a driver were to spad, would all signals along the line turn to danger? Not necessarily all signals, but there is safe systems in place that would turn certain signals to danger, yes. If you're approaching a junction and a train's got a green and you spad your red, that green would go back to red, yeah. And there'll be sort of alarms and bells and whistles go off in the signal box as well. Yeah, good question. Class 166, Great Western Express, rightio. And we're going to do a Reading down to London Paddington, which is a 54-minute run. That should do us about right. 10:18 in the morning, dynamic weather kept turned on. Let's go. Currently watching you from Faro. Oh, Harry. Oh, I'm rather fond of Portugal. I have a lovely Portuguese wife. Olá, meu amor. Eu amo te.
Também.
Gostas Faro?
Gosto muito.
She says she likes it a lot. There you go. See, we're an international audience. But I've never been to Faro, so I've only ever been to the kind of north and central regions of Portugal. Need to change that. I need a holiday. Radio 166 for diesel networker. So, first of all, we get our safety systems turned on. Vigilance, DST, normal. TPWS. No, EBS should be normal. Where's the AWS then? Is that on a circuit breaker? There we go. In the chair. Into neutral. It doesn't want me to open the doors as well, which is really weird on these older routes. That really weird that it doesn't want you to open the doors on the older routes. Headlights set to day, and let's get going. First stop, Twyford. Working destination displays as well. And we are off. We can of course play the 166 on the Riviera line. So it is a train that is still getting, although it's one of the first trains released, it is still getting use in the game today, which is really nice. Dave Holloway, what does a flashing yellow aspect mean? Flashing yellow indicates that the route is set for a high speed diverging, or the highest speed diverging junction ahead of you. So basically it's telling you that your route is set to turn off. If you're under flashing signals, you'll get 2 flashing yellows, 1 flashing yellow, a steady single flashing yellow with a junction indicator, and then the signal after the junction you should expect to be at danger. Radio, platform 14, which is the up relief. Let's get this thing going. Radio! I'm going to press the button. We are going to play a game.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
If you've not seen this game before, here's how it's going to work. Post your numbers in the chat between 1 and 36. I'm going to pick the third number that comes up on my screen, and then I will show you how we play. You can all get involved in this. Yeah, Mega Simulator Game, you're absolutely right. 166 on the Brighton main line as well. Of course, the Gatwick to Reading services. You can drive those down as far as Reigate, I believe. Okay, on the numbers. ATS 1080 2B. You are the third number on my screen, my friend, with number 15.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to give you box number 15. You've got 10 seconds to give me the locomotive, livery, and location of what you think you see underneath. Here we go. Ooh, that's a pretty good reveal for the first one. But what is it and where is it? Answers in the chat as always, guys. So we have been progressing on with the model railway project as well. I've been doing some track weathering today, which I'm quite pleased with, if I'm being completely honest with you. I'm not sure how well the camera's going to make it look, but yeah, weathered track. You can't really see it very well there. That's kind of non-weathered track versus weathered track. I will post an update video at some point, I absolutely promise. Actually, if you look behind me over there, you can kind of see various bits of rolling stock out and about. But yeah, there we go. McLeod says, that's York, platform 12. Harry 114 says, Cardiff. GJ Sheep Island platform, so Reading. Northern Princess Productions, London Bridge. Luke Snowball says it's a platform. Gareth Kemp 66 at Doncaster today had a driver change on platform 3. The driver set off, but then it sounded like the emergency brake went and he stopped. The signal was green before he stopped. Oh, interesting. I wonder what that was over. Okay, coming back through Sonning Cutting, 2.5 miles to Twyford. Let's just take the power back and have a little rub of the brakes because I'm not sure how they're going to perform on this. They're either going to be fantastic or they're going to be terrible. Yeah, they feel pretty good actually. Let's get the power back in. We've got 2 miles to run. GW Photography, a railway station that gets served by a TOG. Cody Matthews 488 asks a really good question. When would you use the hazard lights? I never really see them used unless the train is broken. So the hazard lights are to warn other trains of oncoming danger. So if I'm a train driver and I see a train coming towards me with hazard lights on, that's emergency brakes for me, because that means there's some sort of danger on the line ahead. In this day and age, we're normally using you still do use hazard lights, but you're also using your GSMR radio. So hazard lights kind of date back to before we had ready radio communication. Sometimes you display red tail lamps on the front as well. That would kind of be the same indication. But yeah, it basically means danger ahead. If I'm driving along and there's a train coming towards me with hazard lights on, then it's emergency brake. Gareth, you got put back to danger after he stopped. Could it have been that the route was set wrong, Gareth, at all? Could have been that the route was set wrong from the signal, depending on what platform he's going out of, and he's noticed, stopped the train and called the signal up to report it. Into Space 11, probably wrong, but London Overground 378 at Canonbury. Radio coming into Twyford. First time I've driven the 166 in a little while. Like I say, I do have route knowledge over this, but being a freight man, I've got no idea where my braking points are. Northern Princess, apparently back in the day, flashing the headlights was an indication the line was clear and safe. Oh, interesting. It's kind of gone full circle then. How are we managing to run late? I mean, my braking's been interesting, but not bad. And we do have stop car markers as well, which is a bonus. I know even now we've got certain Tracing World routes that don't feature stop car markers. And we are free on the S doors on the left-hand side. Deborah, here's a food-related question. Since you've been to Portugal a few times, have you ever tried octopus, aka polvo? Polvo? Is that correct for octopus? Polvo, that's it. Have I tried octopus? Yes, I think I have. I'm sure I've had octopus. I'm sure I had it when I was over there with your mum. I'm sure I have, yeah. It's nice. Harry 11, if you're still out there, try and get yourself, it's the wrong time of year for it, but try and get caracois. No, okay, apparently not. Wrong time of year. Caracois, aka snails, absolutely...
Beautiful.
Well, my wife will say they're beautiful. I'll take them or leave them. If they're there, I'll eat them. I'll snack on them. But, you know, I wouldn't order them myself. Danny Hammer, hi Richard, how you doing? Fantastically clear pick. Ah, that's good to hear. Right, let's get this thing going. Next station will be Maidenhead. Yeah, no, I'm all good, Danny. How are you, my friend? Right, let's just drive it like we stole it. See if we can get some time back. We are really, really bad with time. GJ, I understand that these services of Great Western Express were written before Dovetail Games took into account the initial setup time. Yeah, because I know the new routes, I think they give you 2 minutes, don't they, between setting up and departure. Which is needed, especially if you're fiddling around with safety systems like I normally am. I quite like the 166s. I think they're nice units. Please don't hate me for saying that. I genuinely think they're pretty good. Talking about the signal going back at Doncaster, could be it was strange as he had the route and the feather for the main line. Yes, it could have been a wrong route then, quite possibly. Sorry to offend your wife, but I wouldn't touch snails with a barge pole. Oh, Harry. They're not that bad, honestly. The other thing you need to try, I mean, you're in the south of the country, so it's all a bit different, but frango assado is an absolute must. You know, it's the legendary Portuguese piri chicken, frango assado. What else are you going to... Francinha. Do you get francinha in the south? Yeah, francinha definitely, which is like a sandwich but soaked in like a red whiskey tomato-y kind of sauce. Very nice. And I suggest you try, if you haven't already, liqueur beirão. And then we also get onto the iconic debate, which is Sagres or Superboc. Do you know, if I agree with you on the trains. McLeod says the secret to snails is a good garlic sauce. Fizzy, yeah, I did sign 465s, but only as a shunter driver, never on the. I did drive them on the main line between station and yard, but yeah. Don't knock it till you try. Absolutely. Huge from the TFL3 hates 165s. I don't know if the same applies to the 166. Rightio, let's press the button. Have another go at...
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
Locomotive Livery Location, get those numbers in. 1 and 36. I'm going to pick the third number that comes up. Then we'll get another round in before we get to Maidenhead. Funny to think you could have driven me back in the day. Yeah, quite possibly. Rightio, here we are on the numbers. Luke Snowball, you were first. GJ, you were second. Lewis on the railway. You're the third one, my friend, with number 10.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Here we go, guys. Going to give you number 10. 10 seconds for that Locomotive Livery Location, if you can. Oh! Good shout. Where is it though? What is it? Any ideas? Yeah, no worries, Harry. Bifana's really nice as well. It's kind of a steak sandwich. Yeah, lots of lovely food out there. Lewis, on the railways, they're really double blocking in place on parts of the Great Western Main Line where you sign. There probably is, Lewis, but not that I'm aware of. It's something you get to know as a driver because you sort of start to realise how it's signalled, but it's not something you learn as part of your route knowledge. Because as far as we're concerned as drivers, it's red till you know otherwise. You wouldn't think, oh yeah, it's only red because it's being double blocked. So you kind of pick those things up as you drive it. So there's nowhere I've noticed as yet, but there almost certainly will be. $65.75 MU. We are of course MU for multiple unit. Are we going to need a bit of brake before that 75? I think we will. Or are we going to be able to incorporate it with the station braking? I wonder how many people a really senior driver has driven, say like 40 years seniority tube driver. Wow, yeah. It's in the millions, isn't it? It's got to be in the millions. Going to need a bit of brake for that 75 before we start braking down for the station. Yeah, it's going to be a lot. It really is going to be a lot. You come to Maidenhead now, of course, and you've got the turnback siding for the Elizabeth Line trains and the Elizabeth Line depot off to the left-hand side. The turnback siding is quite interesting at Maidenhead because it's one of the only sidings that I know of that actually has TPWS loops on approach to the buffer stops. I believe that's because the siding is in the middle of the two running lines, and if you were to smack into the buffer stops, you're probably going to cause some sort of a larger incident. But yeah, it's interesting in that respect. Deborah, please also remind me that I need to have an authentic custard tart. Oh, you can't call it a custard tart. Pastel de nata. And if we're going to start talking about desserts, Bollablasha, Cyridits. Yeah, that's the one. What she said. I'm just sailing past the stop car mark here because I wanted to be on the monitors, you see. that was absolutely awful. Cody Matthews, no, I never signed the Class 90. I'm potentially going to be signing 92s at some point, but yeah, never done 90s. Do you still do commentary whilst in the cab to keep yourself alert? Yeah, WALH6180. So yeah, commentary driving is something that's encouraged, and actually when we get assessed, we are expected to do it as part of our assessment process to demonstrate you can do it, and all new drivers are expected to do it all the time. But yeah, it's a really good. Some people like it, some people don't, but I personally find it useful. So I'm actually on a course Tuesday and Wednesday this week, which is a non-technical skills course, which sort of covers stuff like situational awareness and commentary driving and all bits and bobs like that. So that should be quite interesting. I've done it before, but it's just a refresh because it was a good few years ago. Right, we're about 2 minutes down, so we do have a chance of possibly getting into Paddington on time. Once we drive it like we stole it, we'll be alright. Off to Taplow, 1.7 miles. Stations start to close up a little bit now, so we get to work those brakes a bit. Are there any consequences for speeding? Let's say 61 in a 60. Would the managers be notified? 61 in a 60. Managers generally, unless you trigger some sort of safety system, are not going to be notified about speeding. If you exceed the maximum speed on the unit, then they probably would be. But sort of location-based permanent temporary speed restrictions, probably not going to be notified about that. Maybe with ETCS in-cab signalling that's differently, but certainly not on traditional networks. You're generally not going to get in trouble for that. If you've gone over the speed limit a little bit and you correct it, that's not going to be an issue. It's when you're constantly driving above the speed limit that would kind of indicate that your driving style needs to change. I find commentary driving useful on Don Coffee cab videos. Dara, stuff the roots. Let's just talk about Portuguese food. Well, it's Portuguese food is something I'm passionate about. Not just Portuguese food, all food. Lewis on the railway is commentary driving on Tracy Well, getting me ready for when I join the railway, I suppose. Yeah, absolutely. I think that the key thing to remember with commentary driving is we call it risk-triggered commentary driving. So it's not something you do all the time necessarily. You only do it when there's a risk that's present. The trouble with doing it all the time, if you say, I'm approaching a 60, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, is it becomes habitual and it can become less effective. So the idea is that it's risk-triggered commentary driving. So you do it when there's a risk, i.e. 2 yellows, 1 yellow, approaching as temporary speed restriction. You know, you kind of, you're doing it, yeah, risk-triggered. Oh, we are never going to make time up if I keep driving like this. This is definitely Miss Daisy territory. I appear to have a cat that's just turned up. Hopefully it's one of mine. Yeah, we're gonna be more than 2 minutes late. I'm actually losing time at this point. This is the thing, you're not sort of having set braking points and not knowing the traction. If you had set braking points, you know, you could literally brake at that point, leave the brake in. You're driving much more efficiently. Although we are going to make the stop car mark this time, so that's something, right? Free on the free, doors on the left-hand side. Annoying thing is I'm only here till Wednesday. Hey Ben P, how are we doing? Rich, what is the best and most proper way to have an English breakfast done? Yeah, hash browns with no black pudding. No, don't like black pudding. Righty-o. Oh, the passenger loading takes ages. We're going to be 2 minutes late off again, aren't we?
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
Hey Jack, how you doing, my friend? We've got 84 of you lovely people watching, so if you haven't already, please do hit the like button, consider subscribing. It really does help out the channel. Does anyone find these older routes just look really, really saturated in the colours? Everything just looks so... Yeah, it just looks really saturated. It might just be me, but I just generally think it looks really, really saturated. Come on, come on, come on. Right, off to Burnham. 1.5 miles. Drive it like we stole it. We should be at Burnham in 40 odd seconds, 30 odd seconds. Radio on the numbers. GJ, you were first in. Luke Snowball, you were second. Pig and Bob, you're the third one, my friend, with number 18.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Gonna give you number 18 this time, guys. 10 seconds for that Locomotive Livery Location, if you can. Danny Hammer, colour is lush. Northern Prince Construction, it would be a cool feature to make the loading dynamic. If you stop in the right place, it gives you your loading bonus because no one has to walk down the platform to your train. I do believe if you stop in the right place, it loads quicker. I might be wrong, though. We should experiment. There we go, guys. Not much to go on that one, but what is it and where is it? Harry1144. Have you noticed a problem with stray dogs when you're out there? There are a lot of stray dogs out there, Harry, yeah. My wife in her youth, she grew up in Portugal, had a habit of bringing them home, and her mum got very, very cross. But yeah, there are a lot of stray dogs out there. Right, let's see if we can get a decent stop at Burnham, because we are literally hemorrhaging time at the moment. Trying to leave the braking as late as I can. They come back to bite me on the bottom. Radio Burnham, offside platform. Harry's asking if you've noticed a problem with stray dogs in Portugal. It's getting better. Brake, step 2 in at the moment. Is that going to need full service to bring it in? Have you done anything railway while you've been out there, Harry? Have you noticed the Iberian gauge railways? I don't know what they've got down in Farah. You've probably got the Alphas, and you've probably got a lot of the Camelo type diesel units. So I've not been down the south of the country. There we go. Look at that. 4 on the S, or 3 on the S, I should say. Doors on the right hand side. Any guesses on the Locomotive Livery Location? You've all gone very, very quiet in the chat. I hope that I hope it's working. Is anybody still here? I think I'm all alone. Oh, come on. There's always one walking down the platform. I think it's just impossible to keep time on this. It really is impossible to keep time. The LLL is a bit impossible, GW Photography 43. They're all possible. They're all possible. There are some really big clues in that one. I think if you know it, you know it. It's one of those, though, isn't it? The LLL is challenging at the moment. Ben P, you're not here. Okay. We are so late now. Right, let's get to Slough. Should we have another round then?
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
There are some... It's going to be that one box, isn't it, which gives it away. Jack's gone with Farringdon. Jack, I can see an overground service, so I don't know where the overground goes. Interesting. GJ, only guess with LLL as one of the maintenance handcarts, given the expression of one of the passengers. Right, GJ, you're first on the numbers. Northern Princess, you're second. John, 55010. You're the third number, my friend, with number 9.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
GW, I don't really want to stop a slough, if I'm being honest. Oh, there we go. Blown wide open. What is it? Where is it? If you know, you know. If you know, you know, but do you know? Northern Princess of Jackson says 378 at New Cross Gate. GW Photography says Stratford class 387 in Overground. Any advances? Harry says Nottingham. We are now approaching Slough. Isn't Slough supposed to be kind of one of the most miserable places in the UK, or most deprived places in the UK? Or you don't often hear any good things about Slough. There's got to be something good to say about Slough. Come on, if there's anybody here that lives near Slough or is from Slough, defend Slough. Let's hear something positive about Slough. Give me one good reason why I should go to Slough. The fact that we're still doing 6,500 yards out from the station probably means we're not going to stop at Slough. Northern Princess, by the way, Deborah, 1066 line from backdated train sim is out for Scepter Tunbridge. Yes! GW Photography, yeah, Slough is a emoji hole. The reason to go is you can leave. Good a reason as any. Hey Paul, how you doing, my friend? Free on the free, left hand side there. Just literally still 2 minutes down. Be more than that by the time it's finished passenger loading. The only good thing about Slough is the challenge of escaping it. Vincent Wilcox, good evening. Vincent was also the one that says the reason to go is you can leave. That guy, 6101, have you seen the new electrification at Acton Yard? Yes, so the up and down goods and the up and down Poplar are being electrified as far as Acton Wells Junction in order to link into the North London lines. Whether that electrification is going to continue through the up and down South West lines over to the West Coast Main Line or not, I don't know. Ideally, would like to see it up the Dudding Hill lines, then down the Con line to Willesden number 7 junction as well. So lots of prospect around there. They are talking about a new overground route, aren't they, as well, from Hounslow to Brent Cross West. So that will take in the Dudding Hill lines. I think we're going to have stations at Neasden and Dudding Hill as part of that. So that is a freight only branch at the moment along there, which is still signalled with semaphore, absolute block. So yeah, unfortunately that'll be re-signalled and put under Transport for London. Jackie, you really wanted to fail to call, didn't you, Richard? I believe you check your contract. Failing to call at Slough is accepted. The good Slough is that Mars bars are made there. Peter, you have saved Slough. Mars bars are made in Slough. There we go. Have we got any chocolate? You drank my can of Coke earlier as well, didn't you? Have we got any beer? No. Welcome to Deborah. This is what we do. Right, West Drayton's our next station stop, just approaching Dolphin Junction. Okay, we're not stopping at Ivor or Langley. Interesting. John Toward agreed about the Acton electrification. I know that whole area quite well. Yeah, I believe it's stopping at Acton Wells Junction, John, for the North London. But yeah, doing through South West sidings would be really, really good. Then you can go from the west on electric traction, especially with the Class 99s coming out, although they are hybrid. So yeah, and along the Dudding Hill lines as well would be really good. That guy saw a 99 put their pan up on the wires at Acton Yard on the Up Poplar. I don't even know if they're live yet, so that's pretty cool. Dadra, what should we eat for dinner tomorrow? Oh, good question. What day is it? Monday. Bifana. No. Prego on the Prato. Yeah, yes, how's it called? Yeah, what she said. It's basically potatoes, diced potatoes with diced pork, pickled vegetables and clams. And it is absolutely gorgeous. Go with that. It's called pork con alientejo or something. Yeah, that. Jack, how come there's portals but no overhead? So the route is modelled as they were doing the upgrade work. So that'd be why. So once we get down to Hayes and Harlington, you will see the overhead wires in place. You'll notice only certain places have got the stanchions because the route is modelled before there were overheads. They were in the process of putting them up. John Toward, yeah, Mars Bar saves Slough. Even the Learning Canteen has little good to say about the place. Right, just passed through Langley. That's Langley Loop on the left-hand side. Should have left West Drayton already. Position 1 on this one would take us into Ivor Goods Loop. You have to be very careful going into Ivor Goods Loop because Ivor Goods Loop has overhead. So in real life, Ivor Goods Loop has overhead electric wires in the loop, but the point work has no overhead electric wires. So through that set of points there are no overheads, but then there are overheads through the loop. So yeah, quite easy if you're driving electric traction there to get into a bit of a pickle. As we pass through Ivor, next station will be at West Drayton. John Toward, I just had a beef medallion steak with Coleman's English mustard and chips washed down with a good Shiraz. Oh, do you know what I've got for my dinner? Go and get my dinner. Go on. Let's show the chat what I've got for my dinner. It's filthy. This is my dinner. Look, look.
It was your choice.
This is not product placement, by the way, I promise. That's what I've got. Although, I might... Actually, honey, did somebody say just eat? Right, West Drayton. a tube train driver's dinner. Oh, the brakes on this 166 are probably as they should be. Platforms at West Drayton are a lot longer now with the new Lizzie line crossrail services. Pot noodle and a couple of slices of bread. Yum. Bit of grated mozzarella. I always put a little bit of extra soy sauce in there, if I'm being honest. Why have I got interlock? Doors are open, aren't they? Yeah. Interesting. If you put it in the table, isn't that product placement? Sponsored segment. This stream is sponsored by Pot Noodle. No. But if you are from Pot Noodle and you are watching, you know, and you want to send me a couple of sets of Pico points or some flexi track for the trouble, then, you know, I wouldn't say no. Oh dear, right. Hayes and Harlington, it's got to be right. I haven't checked the timetable, I'm just going by the HUD. Come on. I don't think we've had an outside pull away yet, have we? Should we make that right now?
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
Looking forward to Tuesday as Cargo Line Volume 5 Nuclear is out. Hear me out here, hear me out. And this might just be wishful thinking on my part. Cargo Line Volume 5 Nuclear. Brilliant. We're getting nuclear flasks. Great. I'm all for that. Rivet Games are releasing a 171 skin. I believe they're releasing a 171 skin. Why are we getting a AWS on the split distant? 171 runs on the Marshlink service. So we've got Eastbourne in game already. So Eastbourne to Ashford International via Hastings. And there's also nuclear traffic from Dungeness on that route. Now, maybe I'm reading too much into this, but wouldn't it be great? Well, it'd be great for me because I really want it. It'd be great if we were getting the Marshlink services, Eastbourne through to Ashford International. That would be, yes. Now, I know they're probably just going to bolster the East Coastway timetable with it, and I shouldn't get too excited, but... Hayes and Harlington's miles away. We haven't even been past Dawley Loop yet. I don't know why I'm braking. Running brake test in the rain, I suppose. At least the passengers no longer seem to walk off the edge of the platform these days, says John Toogle. Get them wipers on. We're all good. We're all good. Okay, Locomotive Livery Location. GJ, you're the third one in this time, my friend, with number 12.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Here we go, number 12, 10 seconds, Locomotive Livery Location. Dawley Loop on our left-hand side there. What is that? Where is that? John, I watched your old video of 2x68s and flasks in the Dungeness branch only yesterday. That was fun filming that. I thoroughly enjoyed doing that one. Dabra, when do you next work? I'm working all week, Harry. Monday to Friday. That's pretty much my routine at the moment. But I'm not driving. No, I am driving a train tomorrow. I'm driving 6 Lima 34 tomorrow evening, Hoo Junction to Finsbury Park. And then I am passing to Peterborough, going into a hotel and spending a couple of days in there for a training course. Oh, I'm going so slow now. Look, now it's raining. I've just chickened out. Northern Race Projections, I'm third. 379 West Croydon, says Jack. Free on the free doors on the left, Hayes and Harlington. No umbrellas. Oh, they don't have the umbrella update. Oh, do they have the new rain textures on the platforms? When I can get the camera to do what I want it to do. I don't know if that was a thing, whether the older routes were updated. Yeah, they do have the kind of splashy textures. GW Photography, gutted that proposed Devonport nuclear waste service isn't going ahead. Loading. Where are we? Hayes and Harlington. I should imagine we're going to do Southall, Hamwell, West Ealing, Ealing Broadway, Acton Main Line and Paddington. It's thundering and lightning. Thunderbolt and lightning. Very, very frightening indeed. Should we try something? My wife's sitting behind me. Let's try something. Because we like having fun on these streams. Let's try something, okay? Just looking nervous. Darling, hold my hand! Come on, chat. Darling, hold my hands! Hand! This is like when you go for a high five and you get left hanging. Oh, come on. Lewis on the Railway, I think a very famous FOC called GBRF should be officially licensed in games. So many liveries you could pull with that. John 2 Warbert, can you dance the fandango? Hey! Galileo Figaro. And let me go! No, we're not going to do the singing thing. Northern Prince Productions, I'm in... Oh, we're fast to Ealing Broadway. We're not stopping at Southall Hamwell. In my opinion, Trade Sim World is crying out for actually good locos. 90 only really does intermodal. 59 would be Hellfire. As for the 68 or a 70 or even a 69. Come on.
Emotional damage.
No, we don't want a 69 in game. Thank you very much. Driver of 2 November 60 is reported to have turned around and shouted, "Darling, hold my hand," to his wife with his arms wide open, departing a station today. He has been disciplined accordingly. GW Photography. Right now you can say £50. I can't even read it. Right now you can save £50 per person. That's £400 off for a family of 4. Train Boy, thank you very much, my friend. That's very generous of you. Hi Deborah, Train Boy here. What day are you going to the NEC next weekend? I'm going to be there on Saturday. I am also going to check with my wife. Am I allowed to go? That's a yes. I will also be there on Saturday, Train Boy. My wife is a little bit annoyed with me because I've just been booking holidays for next year and she's not coming. Basically, I end up going on a bit of a... I can't say it's a lads' holiday because it's not just lads going. But it's colleagues going for trains and beer in Germany. We're going to another visit to Miniature Wonderland and Hamburg and some various other destinations. And then 3 days after I get back from there, I'm going somewhere else for 2.5 weeks to America. So my wife's not coming on either of those trips, so I'm not in her good books. Does this mean we will get an RHTT stream? Ooh. Do we want an RHTT stream? GW4, I can't believe you're the only one that said that. Yeah, it's the train boy. I will be at the NEC on Saturday. Thoroughly looking forward to that. There's a, I want to go and have a look around West Hill Wagon Works. There's a couple of little bits that I'm hoping to pick up. I'm getting given evil looks again. Wouldn't mind a 56 in Train Sim World. 56 would be pretty cool. Just keep it as a 56 and have, you know, no intentions of turning it into a 69, and we'll all be happy. As we come speeding through Ealing Broadway, 1 mile to we come speeding through West Ealing, 1 mile to Ealing Broadway. I think we'll get some braking now, and let's see if we can get this Locomotive Livery Location put to bed.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
Let's get some numbers in, guys. Third one on the screen is the lucky number. Ah, yes, Northern Princess Productions, you are my friend. Tell Mumrow that the West Hill Wagon Works is the model railway equivalent of Claire's. Lots of cool stuff, but you'd struggle to break the bank. She would break the bank in Claire's, though, that's the problem. I'm after, in particular, some troughing, some TPWS grids, some AWS ramps. I want some catch pits, the kind of blue drain things that you have between the track. And I need to try and get some ballast as well, because I've not found the ballast that's kind of the colour and the grain size that I want yet. So we're going to have a good look for that as we go. Formula 1 nerds, good evening, how are we doing? GW Photography Road behind a 56, more preciously 56103 at South Devon Railway Diesel Gala last weekend. Right, okay, only 2 people have posted no, my apologies, 3 people have posted a number. Harry1144, you are the third and final number on my screen. Number 7.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
Gonna give you number 7, guys. 10 seconds for that Locomotive Livery Location if you can. It's not massively difficult, this one, but I know what it is, so I would say that. J Railway Volunteer, thank you very much for sending this one in. All answers in the chat as always. I'll send you a link for a cool looking one. Nice. And I should imagine the next station stop is going to be Paddington Bear. I had a joke about Paddington, but I can't repeat it. Is it after Watershed? It involved Thomas the Tank Engine, Paddington Bear, and a marmalade sandwich. It was on Mock the Week, if anyone watches Mock the Week. But Paddington Bear, Thomas the Tank Engine, and a marmalade sandwich. I mean, you could try and make a joke out of that, as long as it's clean. The one that I heard definitely wasn't. Northern Princess Productions. It's even New Cross Gates, or what's its face on the NLL where the ELL terminates. North London line where the East London line terminates. GW Photography, somewhere in London area is my guess. Formula 1 notes on Wandsworth Common. Paddington the musical looks so good. Yeah, my wife, we were having that conversation the other day actually about Paddington the musical. It does. Vincent Wilcox. We've got millions of free child place holidays available with 22 kilograms of baggage included. That means you can fit one of the smaller children in your suitcase. It's buy one, get one free. I've yet to watch the second Paddington movie. Love the first one. I think they were both really good. Train Spotter pulling out of Paddington did feature, yeah. It's outrageously expensive. Is that the musical? Right, Acton Yard over on our left-hand side. Ah, the VTG HYAs look really nice in there. Change over on the engine there, field diver. We do, of course, have the dive under here as well now. That is a real thing. I'm still traumatised by the spitting image Paddington Caramba. Yeah, there was a bit of controversy around that, wasn't there? Is that allowed on the internet? Nearly as bad as a ketchup sandwich. Used to eat those as a kid. HOA's the same difference. It's a Hopper something air brakes. It's okay. It made him drop his sandwich. No. It wasn't. He didn't drop his sandwich. I honestly, I can't even go there because it's terrible. Best bits of Paddington 2, seeing LNER A1 Peppercorn class number 60163 Tornado. So, comment on the left-hand side there, Northport up on the right. Of course, this is all going to be HS2 stuff and his London Elizabeth line kind of facilities at the moment. The rain is stopping. Hey! Right, 30-50 warning. Dad Row, dare I ask what happened to the marmalade sandwich? My friends are interested now. Well, Paddington took off his hat and ate the marmalade sandwich when Thomas departed. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. 1H6180, as a freight driver, do you have a favourite depots, like truck drivers have favourite service stations? Do you know what? We do have kind of our favourite jobs that you go to. There's some places where, you know, the facilities are better. Should be doing 50 here. There's a couple of places you go to where, you know, there's a nice cafe outside or something like that. So, yeah, some places you go to where even just the staff mess, you know, the staff toilets are nicer at some places than they are others. Yeah, definitely. Right, 1.4 miles to Paddington. Trainboy says, which TV show do you think is better? Fireman Sam, Bob the Builder, Thomas and Friends, The Adventures of Paddington, Underground Ernie, or the Koala Brothers? I've never heard of the Koala Brothers. They're all pretty strong contenders. .1 miles to London Paddington. 46 in the 50. Lots of construction work going on. That's the 40 West Way, I believe, is the elevated roadway up over to our left. Wrong route taken with that joke. Yeah, I've completed my stream irregularity form and I'm backing up. Very quickly. Jack says I need to visit the Caillian-Worth Valley if anybody in here has visited. I've just changed jobs to go in a rock. One of my panels signals onto the Caillian-Worth Valley, so I'm justifying it as a work trip. Excellent. The best TV show has to be the Flumps or the Wombles. Right, one yellow, platform 14, that puts us all the way in. Underground, overground, wombling free. The Wombles of Wimbledon coming are we. My ranking, Fireman Sam. Thomas, the pre-CGI. Of course the pre-CGI one. My son, I'm going to get this wrong and my wife's going to tell me off, Andy, who is now 21 almost, who now buys me beers rather than the other way around. I didn't buy him beers as a kid, that sounded terrible. I let that come out completely wrong. He was absolutely obsessed with Fireman Sam and he had all the toys when he was growing up. Okay, I'm over 10 for the TPWS loops there. I'm guessing it's not modelled. Buffer stops do not like to be eaten. There we go, so full service brake application, DRA set into neutral. Let's see what it wants us to do in order to finish up brake. Northern Princess Productions, we're absolutely fine, we're all there. In real life the TPWS would have taken me out, but it doesn't look like it's working, which is probably quite good for me. Right, let's have one final round of Locomotive Location Livery to see if we can get this rounded off.
Post your numbers now for Locomotive Livery Location.
So way back in 2017, Great Western Express was released for Train Sim World. Was the first route that inspired everyone. And in this series we're going to be working through all of the routes in chronological order. That's a big word, isn't it, for a Sunday night, chronological. In chronological order. So the next route we're going to be playing will be the West Somerset Railway, which of course was remodelled about 2 years ago with the Thomas DLC, but we are going to play the original timetable version of that. So yeah, that's probably going to be Thursday night, I'm going to say it, I guess. But do look out because I'll probably advertise it 10 minutes before we go live like I normally do. Okay, right, this is the last one on your numbers game.
Let's play Locomotive Livery Location.
And we're going with Vincent Wilcox, member extraordinaire. Thank you very much, my friend. And number 8. Any ideas, guys? Okay, I'm going to start giving some clues. So I think most people have got the train. Now the train is in the right place. This isn't a case. This isn't one of those cases where the train is at a station it shouldn't be at. That train is in the right place. The only clue I'm going to give you is this is. I'm just double checking my my facts and figures here, but yes. Yeah, this is one of very few of this company's stations that is served by the London Overground. Better than chronological order. Yeah, John, good. Luke Stable, Highbury and Islington. It's not Highbury and Islington. I'm going to give you 60. Northern Princess Productions, I'm committing to New Cross Gates / New Cross. I'm committing to Cross Gates / New Cross Gates, 378 London Overground. do you know what? Do you know what, Northern Princess Productions? I'm gonna give it to you. So I think originally you had said, you'd said New Cross. New Cross is GTR Southern Station, and the station markings there, which are the big giveaway, are southeastern markings. So yeah, Lewis on the railway. You're thinking right with Lewisham, but let's press the button.
It's time to reveal today's locomotive livery location.
Third round. That is a TFL 378, and that is not New Cross Gate, Northern Princess Productions. That is New Cross, which is just a short walk from New Cross Gate. So you're in the right area. We'll absolutely give that to you. It was close enough. There we go, guys. It's been a really, really good stream, really enjoyable. Good to be back in the chair and playing some Train Sim. Look, we have a Pullman coach and a Network Rail Falcon behind me, and a cup with my initial on it. How cool is that? That's because I've been weathering track and playing trains over there. But yeah, so All the Lines UK edition, complete history of Train Sim World, episode 1 complete. Episode 2, we're looking to stream that out on Thursday night, depending on how my workday goes, which will be on the West Somerset local, working through all of the individual routes and DLCs right up to present day and beyond. This is a series that's probably not going to end until the Train Sim World franchise does, which is great. Fantastic. Thank you very much for joining, everybody. If you haven't already, please do hit the like button, consider subscribing. It really does help me out. Train Boy, hope to see you next Saturday at the NEC. If anybody else is going to the Model Rail exhibition at the NEC next week and you do bump into me, come and say hello. Remember, I don't know what you look like, but you do know what I look like. So you know, if you see someone that looks a bit like me, come and say hi, because there are not 2 people in this world unlucky enough to look like this, so it will probably be me. Anyway, guys, all the usual stuff. Discord server, you're very welcome over there. You'll find an invitation link down in the description below. Social media channels on the screen for you right now. Vince and I am going to enjoy my pot noodle, but did somebody say just eat? No, the wife says no. I'll talk around. Hopefully. Cheers, guys. See you next time.